Hello guys, this is going to be the next episode in my beginner campaign series with the Hierophant. Right now we are in Act 9 and I'm going to tell you how to finish this act. So first off you are going to walk up ahead and into this area right here, the Descent. This is again a reskin of the Ascent area in Act 4 I believe.
I must have time to gather.
And in Act 4 this was just one area. However here we have to go through a few different levels. You can already see the first exit. This leads us to the supply host, and from here I think we have to do one or two more areas until we find the Vastiri Desert. These guys do a lot of damage.
This is not a challenge, but I welcome it nonetheless.
There's the next exit. Very nice. One more area and then we are in the Vastiri Desert, where most of the next few quests will take place in. Alright, there we go. And now in this area, the Vastiri Desert, you will first have to look for a chest. There's, I think it's called the Weather chest. You can see it by the exclamation mark on the map. Also, you want to look out for the waypoint. The waypoint's usually down left, or down right, somewhere around this area. But we found the chest. So, after you've clicked on the chest right there, you have to kill a few mummies. And then you can collect a Stormblade. There we go. And now I'm going to head to the waypoint. It should be down here. Then there's also going to be a sandstorm. Sandstorm is even further down to the right. Here you just have to kind of activate the quest line. And then after we've talked to Sin in the town, we can get a storm in a bottle and then dispel the barrier. But first we are going to the Foothills. This area I just am going to walk straight till I find the checkpoint. And after the waypoint there will be the Boiling Lake area where we can defeat another mini-boss for a skill point. Right here. There's the Boiling Lake. Okay, now for the passive tree, I'm going to take a few mana nodes already, just for some extra mana. And I'm also quite underleveled, so I might kill a few monsters here.
I must have time to gather.
But if your levels are fine, you can just make your way to the end of the area, just pretty much walk straight until you find it's like a lizard creature, probably called Gorgon or something. And a Chaos Orb, always pick those up. Okay, so there's the boss, down there. And for this boss, he can petrify you, turn you to stone. If you look at him while he does this attack, so just walk behind him, then he won't be able to do anything. Exit to character selection, log back in.
You have done in the farewell.
And now, next thing is going to, I think, talking to Sin and then with the NPCs again. I think this one is better. There we go, bottle in the storm. Summon bottle. This is actually not too bad of a wand. It does not have an open prefix though, so we are not going to use it. Because we want the crafted on fire damage on all of our weapons. I'm going to go back to the Foothills, or the desert. And then walk to the sandstorm again, because now we can dispel the barrier. And right here, just hug one of the edges until you find the sand pit. There is one exit that you don't want to go to in this area. I think it's called the Forbidden Vault. So just really go into the sand pit because we want to fight the boss. Okay, this is the sand pit, very nice. And here we have to fight Shakari. And at some health threshold, she's going to disappear. And you have to lure her into the next area. She's just going to throw some rocks at you or something. And you can't run completely ahead of her, you really have to wait and bait her. Otherwise she just won't come with you. That's a lot of damage. I'll just go back. And then, when she reaches this point over there, she's going to go into the next area where we can fight her again. There we go. And here she's also going to disappear a few times again. This is the attack where she like burrows underground and then jumps back up. You can usually just like dash away from it. Another thing here is that you want to stay at the edge of the area, because if you go into the middle there's quicksand. And that can like really make you a lot slower. Right, there we go. Now we can go back to town and collect our skill point. Go to the foothills again, and then this time up to refine the tunnels. And there's the tunnel. In this area there is going to be another Trial of Ascendency, which we will have to solve. And I think that's the second to last trial we have to solve overall in this game. After that we just have one more trial in Act 10. And then the fourth trial will be accessed with a Tea of the Goddess, or Offering to the Goddess. And gotta be careful here not to die. And there we go, just one more trial left.
Blades. Hope in the left hand, surety in the right.
Okay, that's a nice amulet.
I must have time to gather my will.
Okay, and over there we found the exit. In this area, the Quarry, there is 3 points of interest, or technically 3. First, you want to go in the middle, because this is where we are going to go into the Belly of the Beast later on, after we've done some quests. And from now there is 3 directions that the other areas we want to go to can be in. There's one area with a boss fight, and another area where we get a soul fight, I think. So this is the boss fight. The other area will be there at the top or at the right. And from the other area, the Refinery, we can get the soul fight to break open the barrier here to the beast's belly. Belly of the beast. Which will be the last area of the sect. But first we have to defeat this boss and then another boss for the soul fight. Yeah, for this boss, sometimes she goes invisible and then you just have to kind of let her attack you. And just stay out of the big tornadoes. It's really not a whole lot more to this fight. Then you can grab the feather, go out into the quarry again. Now I'm going to check the top side of this layout. From now on it's either at the top or at the right. There's the refinery. For this area I like to go down to this right here and then kind of follow the train tracks. And now there is the shock mastery somewhere right here. I'm going to take this already for my mapping build. Technically you don't have to take this and you can take some more survivability, but I already am kind of respecking into the build I want to play in maps, because we are very close to finishing up the campaign. Now up here is going to be the next boss fight. And for this guy, he gets very dangerous in his second phase, because he's going to spawn a lot of lightning. Okay, there you go, but he's already dead. Sometimes if your build does not do this much damage, he can be a little bit of a pain. But there we go. And after we've acquired the powder right there, we can go back to the quarry and open up the Belly of the Beast. Then when I finally reach level 60, I'll be able to use the better life flasks, which is going to be like very nice for survivability. In this area you kind of just want to go in a spiral, so I like to go kind of behind the entrance if possible. And again, the spiders in this area deal a lot of damage, so be careful about them. Because a lot of the enemies in this area can ignite you, or bleed. And the damage over time, we don't really have anything to deal with that yet. So you just kind of have to rely on your life lasts. But there we go, the rotting core. I resurrected in town, that's not good.
Blessing.
Usually you just want to resurrect at checkpoint, I misclicked, so I have to walk a bit. But anyways, in the next area, after the rotting core, we are going to have to fight all of the 3 guardians again. And being Doedre, Maligaro, no, Doedre, Shavronne and... no, I do think it's Maligaro, and they are Maligai's guardians.
I must have time.
Somewhat confusing names. And we just have to go through a little area and then fight them. The fights are not particularly difficult, but yeah, they pretty much have the same mechanics as when we fought them for the first or the second time. This will be the 3rd time we fight them in the campaign. So by now you should somewhat know what their attacks are. And there we go. Now we tuck this in, and he's going to open up the 3 portals to each of the Guardian. Now, the only thing that's really different in this fight is the tornadoes she does all over the arena. Everything else you've seen it already. Now we go on to Maligaro. Okay, this is again a lot of damage. There's also this there's damage over time stuff. As long as I don't have the better life class, this is really a pain. I just kind of have to brute force your way through it. Now he's going to disappear, spawn some clones of himself. And now for the last Guardian, Doedre. Where you just have to keep moving. Also she has one new attack where she can go into the middle of the arena and then start spamming some scream attacks. But she's also going to spawn in stones, which you can hide behind them to avoid the screams. Depending on how much damage we do, we might just skip the phase. But if it comes up, I'll show you how to deal with it. Okay, there we go. So you can just damage her further, but you can also just move behind these monoliths. And then her screams will not do any damage to you. And then just keep moving to avoid her projectiles. And after you've defeated all 3 Guardians, you can talk to Sin and then go down to the Depraved Trinity, And this is the end boss for Act 9. Also visually one of the cooler looking fights in the campaign. And there we go. Now we are going to be teleported and we can talk to Waylon Roth over here. And Lily, and she will sail us to Oriev. And this is Act 10, this is the Act 10 hub town. And next time we are going to finish up the campaign and defeat Katava. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you've learned anything or enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing. And then if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I answer every comment. And until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.